Podcast. And it says we are now live streaming. But of course, there's a few second delay. So
Well, of
the
course.
system doesn't know that we're actually streaming, even though we are. And there it is. And hey, it's not even demonetized yet, but I'm sure it will be shortly. Hey guys, good to see you. And no, I'm not blaming Matthew for being late, and I'm not blaming Bird. It is entirely on me because I actually forgot to take my Copaxone injection, and so Deej got to watch me wince in pain as I injected myself with the Copaxone.
I think he should have done it live on the
Ugh.
camera, folks. You guys would have got a kick out of it.
Oh, it was fun. Oh, but at least I've gotten to the point where I'm hitting the button without like being afraid to hit the button. But so you notice I didn't take 10 minutes to hit the button on the thing. But
Yep.
I'm so done with that. Oh man. So John DeMarco was first saying I'm late and blame Matthew. Deej says we're starting. John Meyer says to blame Bird. And then Bradley and Mercer are also both here. So welcome to Pinky and the Brain, episode 11. Can you believe we've been doing this for 11 weeks?
-2 you got to do alone.
Well, but still, the show has been going for 11 weeks. Even if you missed a couple of weeks, we've been doing the Pinky and the Brain show for 11 weeks. I just think that's kind of cool. We're running longer than Galactica 1980 ran.
Hey, now I like Galactica.
Well, see.
Well, okay, I like 3 episodes.
Well, man. Which 3? So when we get to it, I don't know which. I know you like the Return of Starbuck. That's the only one that people generally like.
And I like the 2-parter with the Cylons that crashed on Earth and the head Wolfman Jack, and even though it was completely stupid that a microwave oven could take out a Centurion.
So I don't remember that. So microwave ovens can stop Cylon Centurions.
Yep. But that was the first time we saw a human-formed Cylon. Was on Galactica 80.
Oh, wow. There you go. So Ronald D. Moore got his ideas from Galactica 1980.
Yep, he just didn't take the campers. Thank God.
Too bad he didn't do the flying motorcycles, though. That would have made.
Now that was cool. Flying motorcycles were cool.
It was a cool idea. I'll give you that.
The time travel crap was stupid.
There was time travel?
First couple of episodes, it was all about one of the guys from the Galactica went back in time and tried to change the 30s Germans to try to
really
bump things up.
I don't remember that. Man, it has been a long time since I've watched. Honestly, I don't think I've watched Galactica 1980 since it originally aired, because I just remember not liking it, and I never watched it all the way through. Like I never saw the Return of Starbuck episode.
Well, that's the very last episode, so
right? And I gave
skip
up
everything else and just watch the last. That was the best one.
Well, me and the wife have been rewatching the original Galactica. We're just now on The Living Legend. We just watched Living Legend Part 1, which is, The Living Legend is the best of the original Galactica. Lloyd Bridges is Commander Kane. Come on. That was awesome. The introduction of Sheba, the Battlestar Pegasus. There's just so much good stuff there.
Unfortunately, though, when he got into the fight with the Cylons, he picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
He did. He absolutely did. But we're not technically here to talk about Battlestar Galactica or Galactica 1980. So there's been a bunch of delays
Yep.
And so do you have a comprehensive list of all the delays?
Well, we can say that Top Gun has been delayed until May of next year.
Okay.
Mission Impossible's, 7, whatever it is, has been pushed off to September of 2022. And Ghostbusters Afterlife has been delayed 1 week. They decided since Top Gun got pushed out that they would just go a week later and take over the Top Gun spot for this year.
which I'm very thankful that, you know, when I heard Ghostbusters was going to get delayed, I was like, oh come on, we got to get, you know, because don't get me wrong, you know, I'm the movie right now that I'm really looking forward to this year is honestly Spider-Man, and that's a Christmas release, but you know, because Top Gun, okay, Top Gun sounds like a fun popcorn movie, but not much more than that.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible movies, it's kind of the same thing. They've been fun, but and I've never been, you know, I've all the Top Gun movies. I've never come out of the Top Gun movies saying, "Well, that sucked," but I've also never come out of the Top Gun movies going, "Wow, I got to see that again." Right? They're fun, but they're not movies that are like tour de force. They're not, you know, they're not Avengers Endgame movies. None of them. And so I'm not upset about any of those being delayed. But if they were
not either.
yeah, but honestly, Ghostbusters Afterlife, I'm genuinely looking forward to. So when I heard delayed, but then I heard a week, I'm like, oh, okay, who cares?
Yeah, just 1 week. There was actually the spot that Top Gun was supposed to come out on,
Right.
and I was worried about Ghostbusters being just 1 week before Top Gun, and it might get crushed. But now it looks good.
Yeah. And Bradley's asking when Black Adam's coming. I don't think that's scheduled until 2022, 2023.
Yeah, that one's expected to be at the end of July of next year.
Right. And Valor thinks you're naked because you don't have the bunny suit on. Or, well, Valor says that Viv says you're naked because you don't have the bunny suit on.
Well, I'm sorry, Viv. It's being cleaned because I have to get it ready to make a whole bunch of birthday videos.
So there you go. Sorry. So it's at the cleaners. That's his excuse. Yep. Daniel, we'll talk about the Doctor Strange multiverse episode in a minute. And it wasn't really a Doctor Strange multiverse episode. It was just a Doctor Strange what if episode. Yeah. And so, but we'll get into that in a minute. Right now we're just talking about the delays. So yeah, honestly, none of the delays they've talked about am I upset about. Now, if they start talking about pushing back Spider-Man, I'm going to get upset. If they start talking about pushing Ghostbusters to next year, I'm going to get upset.
If they push Spider-Man, then you know they're going to push Doctor Strange next spring. So
right,
that would really be a screw over.
Right, and I get it. The problem that we're running into is that obviously COVID is just completely wrecking the motion picture industry. Because, you know, the theaters are, you know, what do? You know, people are afraid to go to theaters, and so they can't make a lot of money there. Black Widow did respectably in the combination of theater and home release, but, you know, now you got lawsuits going over it because, you know, you have actors that are promised a portion of box office, but now does digital release count as box office? And apparently that's going to go to litigation, you know, and so, you know, we got more problems. And I'm okay with the lawsuit thing. I think that a lot of people are blowing the lawsuit stuff out of proportion because lawsuits in Hollywood are just like, yeah, it's Tuesday. You know, it's not really, you know, it's not that big a deal.
But personally, I hate the litigation form of it.
Right.
They should just have it out in the open so we can see what the hell's going on behind the scenes instead of all the hush-hush garbage, and then we never know.
Yeah, it's just normally we don't hear about the lawsuits, and then we hear creative differences. You know, that's what, you know. And quite frankly, I think that if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, someone got wind of the Scarlett Johansson lawsuit and wrote a story on it in the wrong blog, and it went viral, and now everybody is talking about it like it's the biggest deal ever. And it's really just another typical Hollywood day. So yeah, what was that in your hand? Are you trying to?
It's my phone.
Okay, did you get?
I got some message from some weird French guy telling me that you're wrong.
Well, weird French guy.
That's all.
Yeah,
That's all. I might ignore him.
I've been getting messages from weird French guys all week, so I'm not worried about it. and Deej is just being a dick right now because he knows I've been getting messages from weird French guys all week. So.
And it's not even Jean, Luke.
No, it is not Luke. It's a completely different weird. And by the way, Luke, I did hear from Luke recently. He is doing well. But no, this is a different weird French guy. This guy is a dick, not Luke. And he totally off the cuff crazy guy. All right, so, but the important thing is Ghostbusters is a go and Spider-Man is a go. So the two big ones are still chugging along as far as we know.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Right. And yeah, I honestly, I think that Marvel and Disney, I think that they don't, I think at this point they know that they don't want to keep stalling the MCU, and I think that's why we got the hybrid release for Black Widow. I think that's why they've been pushing the streaming shows, and I think that that's why they're going to go ahead with Spider-Man. I honestly think that's why we're getting Shang-Chi now, even though Shang-Chi would probably do better after Spider-Man.
I think they're using Shang-Chi as a test to see if they can actually still get people into the theaters.
Yeah, but, the problem is that Shang-Chi, and I know some people are going to say, oh, Shang-Chi is going to be Marvel's first failure. I think Shang-Chi is probably going, I think it'll be profitable, but I don't think it's going to make a ton of money because it's not a well-tested property. It looks like it's going to be a good movie, but people are afraid of theaters right now, and he's not a known character. So you're going to have your die-hard Marvelites that are going to go. But honestly, I'm going to sit out Shang-Chi. I'm going to wait until it's available on Disney Plus. And I'm not saying that because I dislike, I think the movie looks good. If we were under non-COVID situations, I would go. But I've got enough health issues to worry about right now. I am not taking a chance, folks. My wife is high risk, and I am literally dealing with stuff that could kill me. So I am not going to risk all that by going to a theater right now. So, as much as I would love to show my support for the MCU and go see Shang-Chi, it's not worth my life. Now, that being said, assuming that things are relatively stable by December, me and the wife are definitely going to go see Spider-Man because Spider-Man is,
Spider-Man's December.
Yeah.
November is Ghostbusters.
Right. I think Shang-Chi looks like a fun movie. And I will definitely, day one it's available on Disney Plus, I will see it. And I will probably end up purchasing it on whatever platform they sell it on, whether it be, I don't know if they're going to, I don't think Disney Plus is going to sell movies, but they'll probably sell it on like Vudu or something like that.
I thought they were going to put it on Disney Plus like 45 days after it hit theaters.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're planning on doing. But I know that like right now you can actually purchase Black Widow on Vudu. Right now. So, we'll see what they do. Resolute says MCU has had its fair share of failures. You know what? Honestly, there's only been one bona fide failure that you could call an MCU failure, and that is the Inhumans. And even that, was the Inhumans one of the CBS shows, or was that a... no, yeah, that was
ABC.
That was an ABC show, so that wasn't even an MCU show. That was like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., a pseudo MCU film, or a MCU. So really, they haven't had a genuine MCU failure. And Mercer, it's easy to say Eternals will flop, But you know what? A lot of people said that about Guardians of the Galaxy. A lot of people said that about Guardians of the Galaxy. So I am not willing to bet that Eternals is going to flop. You know, honestly, we don't know a lot about it. It looks cool, but we don't know a lot about the story at this point.
Yeah, and a lot of people said Captain Marvel would flop, and look how that did.
Right. And Captain Marvel, and like, even when now look, Life with Matthew, look, I know Matthew can be kind of thick-headed on some of this stuff, but Life with Matthew is the first person to start calling out jumping on the woke bandwagon and saying, oh, you know, the MCU and woke and everything's horrible. And when I made him watch Captain Marvel on Movie Night with Matthew last time, he was the first to admit, hey, this movie is not as bad as he thought it was going to be. You know, it really wasn't that bad a movie. It just needed a little tweaking. And so I don't, you know, it's really, Marvel has yet to make a flop.
They have still not been able to push past that Howard the Duck level. Howard the Duck level is just so awesome they can't get past that.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah, I'm just trolling you.
So, now, okay, so let's talk about since we're talking about Marvel. What did you think? So we. With What If, we've kind of been up and down with What If. This was probably the darkest What If story. Definitely the most serious of all the What If stories so far. And for
that's probably why I didn't like it.
You did not like this one. Okay. I liked this one, but I think I liked this one because it really reminded me of the comic book. This one really felt like an issue of What If comics to me. Because
I just thought it was too serious and too dark.
Really?
I think the What If should be more, I don't know. I don't think it should have went as dark as it did. I think last week's episode was about as dark as they should have went.
Well, I think that it was, you know, because like I know that my wife was like, "Wow, that was dark." You know, she was surprised. Laura Reloaded texted me this morning, and he was like, "Wow, wasn't expecting that to go so dark." And Laura was also equally shocked that I actually liked it. And Tom says, you have no idea what you're talking about. The MCU is a disaster. The Phantom Menace told me without any proof. So, okay. Well, as long as the Phantom Menace told you. So, it was a dark story. It was also, notice, this is the first time we've had a character in the story interact directly with the Watcher.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was interesting. So, but you just thought, okay, a little too serious, and so you wanted it to be a little more lighthearted.
Just a little. I mean, come on, destroying the entire universe.
Well,
that was just.
Did you ever read What If?
I've read some of them.
Because that's something I was telling Lore is What If in the comics frequently destroyed either Earth, a city, a country, or the entire universe from time to time. Because What If was kind of a series of cautionary tales to remind you that this is how the way that the universe unfolds in the main timeline is how the universe is supposed to unfold. And so if it doesn't unfold that way, this is what you would get, right? And in this particular case, the entire universe falls apart. And Daniel, please stop with the MCU crap. I am not calling it the MCU. The MCU is a bunch of BS made up by people that are butthurt, all right? Enough. Stop with the MCU. Just stop. It's the MCU. You can call it what it is. We don't have to be derogatory. If you don't like it, that's fine. But you don't have to be a jerk about it. Anyway, with this particular one, I think that I think it was showing you that, like, for some people, they say, oh, it's unfair that Strange basically had to live his life disabled because, his hands are basically useless. And the problem is that if he wasn't disabled, he ends up, causing the extinction of everything, which is obviously not a good thing. I agree with you. It is very dark, but to me, because I've basically grew up reading What If comics, I guess I was more prepped for it than a lot of people.
I guess I'm just a little. It's hard to believe they went that far dark on a Disney streaming service.
Well, keep in mind that this is the same streaming service that they went pretty freaking. They got pretty graphic with Falcon and Winter Soldier. They've already gone fairly hardcore in this stuff. So, I'm actually, I'm surprised that Falcon and Winter Soldier is on Disney. If you look at some of the content there.
True.
It's, I mean, gosh, I'm, they're like, to call it PG-13 content is pushing it. And I think that it's just one of those things that I don't know. Maybe Disney. Now I know that Disney has set it up to where you can, and I haven't done it because everybody in my household is over 21. But I know that you can set so that there's children's ratings on there, so that you can prevent content that's not appropriate for kids to be shown. And I would presume that a lot of that stuff would not show up because these Disney streaming shows are definitely, they're on the edgy side of content, and they might be trying to test the waters to see how far they can go, to see if, like, would it be appropriate to put something like Deadpool in there? How far are they going to go?
Well, they can put Deadpool in for little cameos throughout all the movies and still get by with it, just keeping him more of a PG-13.
Sure, they can do a PG-13 Deadpool, and in fact,
they did.
Well, no, but like they could even do, like, if they, I would love to see it, like, and I'm surprised they haven't done it yet, but I would love to see, and in fact, they should do it in What If as just kind of a test the waters thing, is have Deadpool do a cameo at some point where he's like, oh, don't worry, I'm not going to say the F word. We're on Disney Plus, just throw that joke in there, because the thing about Deadpool is, because of his fourth wall breaks, you can actually just straight up tell the audience, oh, don't worry, I know I'm on Disney Plus, and that basically turns it into its own joke, and I think that would be hilarious. I want to see Deadpool show up in all the Marvel movies, but what I would like to see is basically have just Deadpool retell some of the Marvel movie stories, but from his perspective or something. Basically similar to what they did with, I don't know if you've seen it, but they did a comic book called Deadpool's Secret Wars. And so
I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's actually really funny because they redrew some of the scenes from the Secret Wars, the 1986 comic Secret Wars. Now, keep in mind, Deadpool did not exist in 1986. He wasn't created until 1988. And so he literally did not exist. But Deadpool said, oh no, I was there, the artist just didn't bother to put me in. So I thought I'd show you what really happened. And so then they just show some of the same scenes, except Deadpool's like waving at you in the background and stuff. And it's really funny. So I would love to, if they ever built up to a Secret Wars, which I think would be awesome, I would want that followed up by a Deadpool Secret Wars.
Deadpool hanging out in New York during the invasion.
Yeah, stuff like that I think would be hilarious. The next big Avengers or whatever movie should be immediately followed by a Deadpool version. I think that would be great if Disney's got the guts to do it. I know that's a big if, but if they do have the guts to do it, I think it would be great. So we're split on this one. So this is the first time we're kind of split on this because I liked it. So I would give it a thumbs up. You'd give it a thumbs down this time. So you were like, I'm assuming you thought it was well made. You just didn't like that it was so dark.
It was well made. I'll give it that, but it's just didn't really grab me.
Right. So you're not dinging it on technical merit. You're just saying that it was. You're just saying it was too dark.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And of course, the darkest one probably is still to come, and that'll be the one I like.
The zombies.
Marvel Zombies.
Yeah. Well, Marvel Zombies. It depends on how they do it. Because it depends, are they going to do it seriously or are they going to do it tongue-in-cheek, right? Like, that would be a great one to bring Deadpool into. To kind of lighten the mood a little bit. Because Marvel Zombies, that's no joke. That's a pretty messed up storyline.
But I don't think that's going to be until the last episode.
Yeah. Now, Multi Gunman wants to know what your beverage for the evening is. There you go. Coke Zero.
Got to avoid that sugar.
Yep. And I am partaking in Mountain Dew Major Melon Zero.
See, I feel ripped off because we have the Major Melon here, but they don't carry the zeros.
The thing that makes me mad, though, is that they don't make all of the Mountain Dews in zeros, and they don't always carry them. They had Baja Blast in zero. Oh man, It was good. And I found it like once, and now I can't find it anywhere, and it's driving me crazy because I so am jonesing for Baja Blast. But yeah, I don't do the zero.
I wish I'd get my hands on the Livewire zeros.
Ooh, that would be good. I've never had it. So, and Multi Gunman, you'll find out how they're going to handle the zombies because Marvel Zombies is coming to What If.
I think it's the last episode of the season.
Yeah, it'll probably be the season finale, at least from what it looks like. Now, any other big news that you've heard about?
Oh, just rumors.
Anything good?
That's it. No, because I've gotten to where I quit listening to Doomcock's rumors.
I've given up on listening to rumors a long time ago.
This last one he put out just about made me pull my hair out with how he spun it.
What's that?
Apparently they're going to reboot Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
You remember the original Planet of the Apes?
When you say the original, you mean the Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes?
Heston.
Yes.
Charlton Heston. Okay, you remember in the beginning, the female astronaut was dead when they crashed because her canister had cracked and all the gas and that kept her in suspended animation bled out. Well, according to Doomcock, they're rebooting it, but this time she survives. And Taylor's going to be a big dick, and he'll get killed off in the first 30 minutes. And Zira is going to be the leader of all the apes this time, and there's going to be no Cornelius to hold her back. And then Nova's going to show up and become the love interest of the female astronaut.
So it's just going to be all about the women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I really don't take that rumor with a grain of salt, because The person he got it from supposedly created a Twitter account and only had it for a week.
You know, the problem with this stuff is that it's just 100% clickbait.
Yep.
You know, and Doomcock the guy. You know, I love him. He's a great guy. You know, every time I've talked to him, I've had a great conversation, and he's just a genuinely nice guy. But he's made an incredible living out of just basically reading clickbait articles and either getting enraged at all the, you know, propaganda about how everything is going to this, because we've gotten a couple of these really bad movies like Ghostbusters 2016 and The Last Jedi, and so we make it sound like that's what every movie is. You know?
Yeah, no, granted, I like Doomcock. He's entertaining and stuff when he's
Right.
singing, he's telling his jokes, all that. I love that part of it.
Right.
But I'm getting really kind of fed up with all these fake clickbaity
Right.
stories that never go anywhere.
Now, Alex was saying, would you enjoy seeing the leader in the upcoming She-Hulk show? Yes, absolutely. I would like to see a follow-up with the leader. I don't know if they're going to do anything with him because, you know, we got teased the leader in The Incredible Hulk. And, you know, I'm hoping that they're going to do the classic She-Hulk story, which is that Bruce Banner is in a car wreck with his cousin and she needs blood and they're isolated. There's nothing he can do. They have the same blood type, so he gives her a blood transfusion. And because of the blood transfusion, she gains the Hulk ability, except that she has it always on and she maintains her intelligence. And so she basically is much like Bruce's Hulk in Endgame.
Well, he is supposed to be in this series.
Yes,
so
he is in it. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that, and if that's how they do it. And then and Abomination is apparently supposed to be in it.
Yeah.
And so, but Abomination is also in Shang-Chi. So, you know, he's making a little bit of a comeback, it seems like. So we'll see what's going on with that. And Lisa with a $2 super chat says, have you taken your horse dewormer today?
Yes, I did.
You take horse dewormer? Oh, wait, isn't that what... Oh, that's what people are taking, like, for COVID, right? Is that what...
I figure as big as this pill is...
Have you taken your horse dewormer today?
No, now that she says that, I remember there are actually... I don't know if you heard this, but people are actually taking horse pills because they've heard that cures COVID. And so,
what the hell is a horse pill? The only time I referred to horse pills are if they're big like
literal horse pills that you would give to a horse, like drugs for horses. Like not horse pills like, oh look, that's a big pill, but a pill. When she says a horse dewormer, it's a deworming pill that you would give to a horse. It's a drug that you give to a horse to prevent worms. People are taking for COVID.
Why don't they just take one for a cat and a dog? It'd be a smaller size.
I don't know. People are stupid. Sorry. I'll shut. I don't want... Lisa, don't start any more COVID stuff. I don't want to talk about COVID. Jeez. I had my second COVID shot yesterday. I'm hurting like a son of a, bird. And so don't start.
Well, at least she ain't hurt as bad as I was.
Oh, man.
Mine flared up my arthritis. I couldn't even move.
Alex says, would you recast Samuel Stearns? Not if I could avoid it. I like the guy that played him. I can't remember the actor's name. You remember Samuel Stearns from The Incredible Hulk, right?
Yep.
So I liked him in Incredible Hulk. I was just... I was just really disappointed that they didn't do anything with him. And I would absolutely be down with the leader showing up sometime in the MCU. He's one of those villains that it would absolutely be fun to see show up. He's perfect for like one of these MCU Netflix Disney Plus shows.
Let's see who else going to be in that one. I'm scrolling really quickly.
Were you looking for the She-Hulk show?
Yeah, it's like you can't go by what they put up on IMDb because they list the Abomination for all 10 episodes. They list Bruce Banner for all 10 episodes.
Well, because they don't know. It's not. The problem is that it's not like Disney just tells them. You know, that's a problem. Is that Disney. It would be nice, but Disney doesn't go to IMDb and say, okay, here's the cast and here's how many episodes they appear in and here's the names of all the episodes. Some shows actually do give that information to IMDb, but not all. And I don't want to hear any comments about COVID or horse pills. I'm not reading them. Don't bother. Not talking about COVID. I'm not talking about horse pills. No, stop. Don't even try. Not going to get me to talk about it. This is a nerd show. This is not a COVID show. This is not a horse pill show. I've been demonetized.
Unless you super chat it, folks, and then he will talk about it because you did pay for it.
Shut up! He's right, though. But shut up! Jerk.
I know I'm a jerk. I'm just trying to help you out, get more money.
That's true. I appreciate that.
If they want to talk about it so bad, they have to pay for it.
Man. All right. So, I'm assuming it doesn't say anything about the leader in there.
No, it doesn't say anything about that. Actually, all they have is Jennifer Waters wrote down some other woman playing something, but they don't list a character. Another woman playing Titania, Abomination.
Bruce Banner, they have Titania in there. Okay.
Yeah, she's supposed to be in it. Some Amelia, a bar patron, and then two other people that are unnamed.
Although Titania, you see, the problem is Titania. She came around from the Secret Wars. That's but why let the canon count for anything? Doesn't matter if the comic books have a specific origin. I know, I'm being stupid, but what was her friend's name? There was two of them. There were these two girls that got superpowers during the Secret Wars. Titania was one of them, and then the other one, she had like lava powers, and I can't remember what her name was. But the two of them were they were complete badasses. And like Titania she is like up there in physical strength. She's like one of those. She can go toe to toe with Hulk. And so yeah, she would be a good one to fight She-Hulk. Now, depending on, of course, we don't know. The funny thing about the MCU is all over the place as far as balancing the strength of different characters, because they make Captain America way stronger than he ever was in the comics. And Multi-Gun, not reading those comments that have, stop with the horse pills, COVID comments, not reading them.
Pay for it, Multi-Gunman, pay for it.
Let's see. Shut up!
And hello, Orville Nation.
And good to see you, PJ. Hope you're doing well. So, yeah, I would like to see... I think it would be interesting to see because they bring Titania into it. I don't know. It's just going to be, I don't know how strong are they going to make She-Hulk? What are they planning on doing? Are they going to focus in on her being a lawyer? Are they going to, I don't know. What are they going to do? When she joined the Fantastic Four, that was a lot of fun. And Orville Nation, thank you so much. Puts $5 in. Says, so Salty Boy is often cranky because of his intermectin shots. Intermectin.
He who controls the spice controls the universe.
So Salty Boy is often cranky because of his ivermectin shots. Open mouth smile.
What's ivermectin shots?
I have no clue.
Ivermectin. Well, funny, it's true, Orville Nation. Like moments before the live stream today, I did actually have to take a shot because I forgot to take it earlier, and so yeah, my arm is killing me from the second vaccine shot, and my leg is now killing me from the Copaxone shot. Yeah.
Impersonation time. This was after he took the shot.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, Deej. You can shut up now. I'm
trying to gain the sympathy for you, so...
You're not helping. You're making people laugh at me. Alex says, would you be on board with more comic-accurate Taskmaster? No. And hey, Captain Foley says, hey, ladies. Wow. What a... And
I should get a red-headed wig just to see if he starts flirting with me.
He probably would. So, no, Alex, I would not be on board with a more comic-accurate Taskmaster being introduced because I understand. Look, I know some people don't particularly care for the Taskmaster as Taskmaster was introduced. That being said, no, I don't want to redo at this point. Just because that Taskmaster was not perfect doesn't mean, oh, no, now we need to redo Taskmaster and make it perfect. No, that's the Taskmaster of the MCU. Sorry, that's just the way it's going to be. Oh, great. Now John DeMarco is putting a horse and a pill emoji.
I see it. And Lisa explained what that is, and it's a horse dewormer.
Oh, that's her. Oh, great. Great, thanks.
So now we got PJ in on it.
Jeez. You guys, I hate you all. Jeez. Yeah.
Orville caught me smoking.
Yeah. Were you trying not to smoke in front of PJ?
Well, with the issues lately.
Yeah. Yeah, you really need to stop, buddy. You really should.
I know, but I think I would be worse off if I stopped because I'd be too damn grouchy, irritable. I would be a mini you.
Wow, really? I'm thinking about moving.
I'll take that back. I would be a mini bird of prey.
That's better. Yeah, I'm thinking about moving to Illinois, right?
I know it. And you just want that
medical
legal.
Yeah, medical
legal.
herb.
It's not medical. It's not medical anymore. It's just legal.
Yeah, I know, but I just want it for medical. That's why I want it. But Alex, I think I figured out why we never see your lower half. You're a centaur. And now I'm back to the horses. This stream is just falling completely apart. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's funny.
Thomas already says I'm a mini salty.
You are. It's funny because there's this building that I would love to buy if I could. Honestly, if I had a channel like like Doomcock or something like that, and I could raise tons of money, I would raise the money to buy this building. It's on sale. It's up for sale in Metropolis right now for $199,000. So if I could raise the money for it, I would raise the money and I would buy it. It's a former funeral home. And it's actually a nice looking building, and it's got a nice it's zone commercial. It's a nice place in the middle of town, and so I was thinking about if I could buy the building, taking it and making it the official Church of Trek, and I would be the salty pastor, and I would give grumpy sermons there every Sunday, and it could be a tourist attraction as I give grumpy sermons. And as nerds pass through, and what nerd isn't going to make a stop in Metropolis, Illinois to see the Superman statue? Well, then if they happen to stop by on a Sunday, they could come by and get their nerdy, souls saved at the...
Well, a nerd that might hate DC and only like Marvel, they might just bypass.
Well, I'm trying, dude. Come on. Jeez.
But if you did move to Metropolis, that means you're only about 6 hours away from Riverside, Iowa. You could make a little trip there to do a Star Trek thing.
Let's see. So Lisa says, my understanding based on interview with showrunner was that your audience will effing hate She-Hulk. It's going to be a feminist, legal, adult commentary animation with little action. You know what? Just because that's what the director says, I say we'll see when it comes out, because you look at what a lot of people say about shows, and they tend to exaggerate stuff like that.
And besides, we got a while to wait for She-Hulk. We still have Hawkeye coming up.
Yeah. Multi-Gunman says to both of us, when aren't you too grumpy? Well, good question.
When I'm asleep.
Valor says they could always redo the Taskmaster by saying the chick in Black Widow was an imposter. No! You know what? Stop trying to get them to retcon things just because you weren't happy with it. It's not going to happen. Just stop. I understand it's not the Taskmaster you wanted, but get over it. It's not the end of the world. Okay, just move on. It's like people that tried to say that, Luke Skywalker will wake up after The Last Jedi and say it was just a dream. No, you know what? That's not going to happen. What was it like to train Perseus 3,000 years ago? I hate you. Multi-Gunman says, in the province of Alberta, Canada, there's a town called Vulcan, and it's got a lot of Star Trek stuff in it. That's cool. But I can't move to Canada. They wouldn't let me move there because you can't move from the United States to Canada unless you got a ton of money. No joke. Canada won't let you cross the border.
Who wants to live in Canada anyway?
Well, honestly, for the free health care, I would consider it.
It's not free.
Well, I'm saying if I'm not working, it's free. Yeah, I'll milk the system. If I had money,
they will put you to work at something.
That's why I was saying. No, that's why actually to move to Canada, you have to show that you have a certain level of assets, because they will not let you drain the system.
They will put you in a parking garage with Alexander.
Yeah, no, that ain't gonna happen. And besides that, I'll be screwing that up real quick. Let's see. You were here for 20 hours, so you owe me $10. You gave me a 20, so I owe you what, $30 change? I think. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And I'm not saying Canada isn't awesome, Captain Foley. Of course, I've never been there, so I'm not saying it is awesome either. I'm just saying that I can't move there because you guys are jerks to Americans that want to move there.
And when I say that it's not free, Captain Foley, I'm meaning that it's paid for by tax dollars. So you are paying into it.
Alex says, what would you like to see in Deadpool 3? I would like to see me in Deadpool 3. I would like to see me cast in Deadpool 3 as Deadpool's fat, lazy roommate that just sits on the couch next to Blind Al and does nothing but gets paid millions of dollars to do it. That's what I want to see in Deadpool 3. Absolutely. Ryan Reynolds, I'm available, buddy. I'm available.
Orville says healthcare is free in Spain, and they will let any American in.
Oh, great. Is it any good? Or do they just... Healthcare in Spain. Here's a gun and a bullet.
First, Multi-Gunman does point out that Canadians don't want us because they have something called standards.
Wow, that's kind of mean. I mean, that's just mean.
Truthful, but mean.
Mercer says they wanted me to evacuate my house, but no way I'm leaving Nirmal. Well, if they want you to evacuate your house for safety, Evacuate your house. Sorry, Mercer, look, I know you love Nermal. I get that. But if they're saying evacuate, evacuate. No joke, dude. If they're telling you to evacuate, get out of the house. Take Nermal with you. I mean, I'm assuming if you're talking about like a storm or something in your area or whatever, or flooding, leave. Don't stay if they're telling you to evacuate. Valor says, frankly, I don't care one way or another about Taskmaster. I'm just saying they wanted to easily fix it. No, the problem is they don't want to fix it. They don't think they screwed it up. There's just some fans that don't like the way they did it. And I get that. But, you know, they're not going to fix something that they don't see as broken. And Captain Foley, I understand. Look, I understand. There's nothing wrong with paying for healthcare for people that can't afford it. Blah blah blah. I'm not trying to make a big healthcare debate. I think the problem with Canadian healthcare is not that you pay taxes to pay for healthcare. That's not a problem, because if you're going to have a healthcare system that's run by the government, that's just a given. You have to pay for it somehow. The problem with it is more in the delivery of the system is not always timely. Like, can you get all the testing you need in a timely manner for someone who's suffering from a chronic condition or something? That's really more the issue than whether or not it's, I don't have a problem with paying taxes to pay for the system as long as the taxes are not astronomical. How would you do the Frightful Four? It depends on how, I don't know, it depends on which variation of the Frightful Four they want to do. And Multi-Gunman says, I'm only kidding. Sure you are. Daniel says, you're not reading my comments. If I missed your comments, it was unintentional. The comments were going about 1,000,000 miles an hour there for a couple minutes, Daniel. So if you didn't put @SaltyTrekker, I may have missed it. Or if it was just buried when 1,000,000 comments were coming through at once, I apologize. It was not intentional. But the comments were going very quickly there. And I can only read so quickly. And Deej is just enjoying Salt Light Odyssey.
Now he finally noticed it, folks. It's only been there for like 10 minutes.
Oh, sorry. I'm not the quickest onion in the gourd.
I'm just reading the comments to see if Captain Foley fires me again.
Oh, okay. What, so you can play your dinosaur sadly walking away?
Yeah, I won't do that on your stream.
Mike Richards says, hell, I've been invisible for an hour now. Well, Mike Richards, the reason you're invisible is because of the fact that, you've done some horrible things lately. And, didn't you get, what was it that you did? I'm trying to remember, but, people are saying, harassment and stuff, and you admitted to it now. So, I mean, come on. I mean, you heard about Mike Richards, right?
I hear nothing but good things about Mike Richards.
Oh, you didn't hear about it. Google Mike Richards right now. Go ahead. Google Mike Richards. I dare you.
All I'm coming up with is he's supposed to say hello to Bird's package.
Really? That's what you get when you Google Mike Richards.
That's what I get.
Canada has extremely low standards, but standards nonetheless. Alex says, what do oats and hay taste like? Really? We're back to that? Yeah, that's true. Timeless part of the timeliness part of Canada's health care is one of the few downsides to our healthcare system. And then Daniel says, universe. Not sure why. And Mike Richards says, that a-hole. Well, look, it's your name, buddy. It's your name. Don't blame me for your name. Maybe you should you should put change your username to not that Mike Richards. And Tom says, yet you never ignore Matthew with all the bad stuff he does. Well, that's because Matthew's just pure entertainment. Did you see Matthew gave people permission to slap him, by the way?
I want to do more than slap him after that stupid bike live stream he put out.
Well, you didn't like the butts for 3 hours?
Yeah, you just 8 hours of butts? No.
I mean, you know, Matthew just likes men's butts. That's his thing.
All it reminded me of was Queen and bicycle race, and now we know the true meaning behind it.
And Alex says, if I groom your mane-like beard, can I place a riding saddle on your back? Well, first of all, if you call my beard mane-like, you obviously don't know what a mane is. Yeah. Manes do not come out. Yeah. Beards are not mane-like. just to make that clear.
A male lion has a mane.
Right. And horses do have manes. That's the hairy stuff on the top of their head, down their neck.
That goes, yeah.
Yeah, that's the horse's mane. And in fact, you can ride a horse without a bridle and everything by holding their mane. If you know how to do that, you can ride a horse with no equipment whatsoever, which I've done. But
I have done as well.
Yeah, but you can't. But if you don't, yeah, but a mane is not a beard. So no, you can't groom my mane-like beard because I don't have a mane-like beard. Sorry.
He has a mane-like ponytail. You can groom that.
Yeah, I do have a mane-like. Well, I have a mane. You know?
Why they call it a ponytail?
Yes. Matthew needs to watch that. Watch what he said with me living less than an hour's walk from his house. Well, hey, you should go. Have a talk with him. On your left. Donnie's in the house. Says hello, Michael and Deej. Hope everything is well. Sorry for the delay. Did my recreation of Jerry Goldsmith's theme from Patton. Binge watching Power Rangers Super Mega Force. Never watched a Power Rangers episode in my life. Let's see. I was also practicing the bass vocal part for David Wesley's virtual choir To the River. You love your music, Donnie. I know that, man. And Alex says your mane is special because your plump chin stole it from your scalp. Have you never seen me when I'm clean shaven? Plump chin? I have no chin. Oh, man. Favorite character played by Morgan Freeman? Well, now, let me tell you. Boy, that's Morgan Freeman. I liked him as oh gosh, so that's tough. Yeah, I liked him as God. I actually did like him as God.
Mine was Shawshank Redemption.
He was good in Shawshank, but
and Thomas Potts, yes, we rode horses, and no, we don't have to get out of the 18th century because if the world crumbled tomorrow and nobody could operate their vehicles, we could still get around because we know how to ride a horse.
Well, if I could get a hold of one, yeah. But yes, I still know how to ride a horse.
You're in Tennessee. You can find plenty of horses down there.
But I would have to say, oh gosh, I can't believe I'm going to have to turn in my nerd card. I'm forgetting the name of the character, but the guy at Wayne Enterprises. Man, why am I forgetting? From the Dark Knight trilogy. But anyway, I liked him in that.
Yeah, Fox.
Yeah, Fox. Thanks you. Lucius Fox. Man, I kept just forgetting. But yeah, I'm going to say Lucius Fox. Just because I love the part where, like in the first one, when after he gets fired and he's like, well, I got fired. And Bruce is like, oh, I need you to go back and synthesize more. And he's like, well, I did get fired. And he goes, well, that's not going to stop you from getting in. No, I suppose not. And it's like, that's all the explanation you needed because you just got the feeling that, yeah, this guy is not one to be trifled with. Let's see. Daniel says, I got to say Christine is not worth it if she is... Wait. Got to say Christine is not worth it. She is not worth... No, she is not worth destroying the universe. Jessica is worth destroying the universe. No one is worth destroying the universe over. That's kind of the point of that episode. Doctor Strange lost sight of what is really important. No human being is worth sacrificing the universe for. You know, if it came down to it, I mean, if we think logically, as much as I love my wife, if it came down to letting her die versus the entire universe, including her being wiped out, I would have to let her die. It's the only choice you can make. You know, but Doctor Strange lost sight of that. He let his emotions run wild. There is no human being that is more important than the entire universe.
I'll say Pepper Trekker.
You're just saying that because you're hoping she's watching and you can get some brownie points, but, you know, it's not going to work.
That, and she loves bunnies.
Well, she already loves bunnies, so that you already got that.
Well, I'm doing the bonus points to make sure I am the favorite bunny.
The Multi-Gunman says we never rode horses, we rode dinosaurs in our youth.
No, I am a dinosaur, remember?
Yeah.
Damn, people.
Would you like a carrot or an apple? No, neither one, actually. Resolute says, you may know how to ride a horse, but the question is, can you physically do so? It would be very difficult, I'm not going to lie, to get onto the horse, but once on the horse, yes, I absolutely could.
Yeah, I don't think either of us could jump up on a bareback horse these days. We would actually have to have a saddle on there.
Or at least a step ladder to get up there.
I think I could still get on one with just the saddle, but there's no way I'm running and jumping and flinging myself up on it.
Right.
Then again, I'd be smart and I'd hook it up to a buggy.
Alex wants to know if I'm satisfied that the MCU Dormammu... You know, see, that's another, like, a perfect example. MCU's Dormammu is nothing like Dormammu in the comics, right? Dormammu in the comics just looks like a dude with a face that looks kind of like the Dormammu we see in the MCU. And, you know, they completely changed Dormammu to look like this big, weird, almost cosmic, you know, like kind of like eternity being. And I'm fine with it. You know, I think that, and so the fact that they redesign these various beings, I don't have a problem with. And the same thing I like with Taskmaster, I don't have a problem with it. And of course, Alex saying bareback, closet door swung open because, you know, people don't understand, like terms like bareback from the sexual term bareback is a slang term that came from the equestrian term bareback. And so, you know, it's just like how the slang term for women, bitch, came from the, you know, the term that you use for canines. And so people don't understand that, you know, there are technical terms that we sometimes take slang terms from, and the immature and uneducated tend to only think of the slang terms and only understand the slang terms. But I knew exactly what Deej was talking about because Deej and I both understand the equestrian terms. And he's probably going...
equals no saddle, folks.
Yeah.
That's all it means.
Yeah. You know, just like when I said no bridle or bit, I know Deej knew exactly what I was talking about.
That's right. You just grab a hold of the mane, turn your horse this way and this way. That's all you got to do.
Right. And but you would also have to know how to do that because most people would have no clue, like where to grab the horse is important, and you know, and having, you know, horses are intelligent animals. And so that's why, like, you see, you know, I know it's stupid in the movies. You have somebody that walks up and goes, "Oh, hey, Mr. Horse," and then the horse just does whatever they tell him. That's stupid. But
yeah, that is.
But horses do, you know, form a bond with their rider. You know, the way that you treat them, the way that you touch them, the way you talk to them, they can read your emotions and your feelings, and then you can, you know, build a little bit of a relationship with them, and you ride with them as if you're, you know, anyway, I know I'm talking to a bunch of idiots. They're going to say, "Oh, you rode the bareback." You know, so.
And plus, when you want a horse to move, you use the heels on their sides. But unlike the movies where they show kicking them hard, you just barely got to touch them and they'll go.
Right. Yeah, usually just the smallest amount of pressure, and sometimes, depending on the horse, a little bit of an audio cue, like that kind of thing, will get the horse going. Depending on your horse and how long you've ridden, sometimes just like leaning a little bit or putting a little bit more pressure on one side than the other will lean them in one direction or another. That's why, like, anybody that watches Star Trek Generations, as schlocky as a movie as that is in some parts, you can absolutely tell that William Shatner knows how to ride a horse and Patrick Stewart doesn't by watching the scene of the two of them riding horses.
Fun fact, growing up, I had a pony that I could take in parades, and I didn't have to do a single thing. That pony would move when the parade went, would stop when the parade stopped. I just had to sit on it.
Yeah. And Alex wants to know, what about Galactus, less human looking? No, I think Galactus, if you notice, Alex, if you've seen the trailer for Eternals, they actually showed a really nice shot of one of the Celestials, and it looked great, and it looked true to the comics. So I don't see any reason why they wouldn't make Galactus look true to the comics. And yes, Mercer, we did see Shatner make his horse walk sideways. I'm guessing that is actually one of Shatner's horses.
With _Matthew $1. Aren't horses made by breeding mules and donkeys?
So, Life with Matthew, thank you, donated $1 and said, aren't horses made by breeding mules and donkeys? No, Matthew, that's not how you make horses. But I understand why you might think that. And Harry Shear says, put the $2 super chat, or a strong left hook. No, you don't need a strong left hook to
a strong left hook.
Make a horse do anything. But yeah, making a horse walk sideways is a more advanced thing. It's not that hard, but you just need to know what you're doing. And it also depends on if the horse has been properly trained. Because if you have a horse that doesn't know how to walk sideways, then you can do everything in the world. You're going to have a tough time getting it to do it. Anyway, let's see. Daniel says, so Doctor Strange collapsed his universe. He succeeded in saving Christine, but then the universe collapsed right after. Yep, that was a stupid thing to do. Who would you cast as Galactus? I don't know. I would, I honestly, I would make Galactus an entirely CG character, but, so I wouldn't cast a person to play Galactus. I would not make him look like a person per se. I would just, because you really only see his mouth anyway. But in his...
And they could pay 50 cents to have Bird of Prey do the voiceovers.
As Galactus? Really?
Yeah, 50 cents, Bird of Prey.
I don't know. Bird of Prey 5 is Galactus, really?
That'd be worth the 50 cents just to hear it.
You're wrong, man. You're just wrong. If he wasn't already, if it wasn't for the fact that he's already Dormammu and Doctor Strange, I would say Benedict Cumberbatch has got a great voice for it. But I don't know. I would want somebody that has a powerful voice. So I'd have to think about that.
Morgan Freeman.
Well, now I'm going to eat your planet. Starting with the South Pole and all those delicious pancakes.
Actually, James Earl Jones would be good on that part.
Yeah, but James Earl Jones is getting too old. And so, listen to him in Rogue One, and it's like, don't choke on your aspirations. You can tell that it's like, that's not Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's kind of like listening to Paul McCartney or Patrick Stewart these days.
Right. Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, you can tell he's old, and I don't want to hear old man Vader as the voice, but something like that. I want a rich, powerful voice. So hopefully, and so let's see. And I don't know Brian Bless. You say Brian Bless. I'm not sure who that is. So
No idea.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not 100% who you're talking about there, Alex. Daniel says Christine's not worth it because Christine's not fun like Jessica. No, Daniel. No human being is worth collapsing the universe. No one. Stop saying someone would be worth it. No one is worth that. No one. It really doesn't matter if she would be into Grand Theft Auto or not. She's not worth it. Do you understand that? There's not a human being that would be worth
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter if she's into Grand Theft Auto because she would die anyway. Don't you hate how they did Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie? Well, yeah, the giant cloud where you see a silhouette of Galactus. Yeah, that was lame. Wouldn't you redo it F4 to better fit the comics version? Yes, absolutely. Which I think that they would. I think they will do that, but we have to wait. Liam Neeson is Galactus. Liam Neeson. I have a particular set of skills. I'm going to eat your planet. The Hawk guy from Hades Flash. Oh, that guy. I think, is he even still alive? And if he is, he's probably too old. Christopher Lee would definitely be a good Galactus, but he is dead. So yeah, we need to come up with people who are alive. I don't think dead people are going to make a good Galactus. Just the sound of rotting flesh is definitely not a good call for Galactus. But that's interesting that people are picking lots of dead people.
Well, that's because, honestly, there's not that many good people around these days.
I disagree. I just think we're not thinking of them. Or they're already doing stuff. Like you think of, like, Vin Diesel's got a good deep voice, but he's already Groot. Right, you got Benedict Cumberbatch has got a good deep voice, but he's already Doctor Strange and Dormammu. You have people out there. They're just generally already doing stuff.
Oh, hey, Mike Richards is looking for a job.
Oh yeah, there we go, Mike Richards. Yeah, he's not too busy. He's done with all the harassment stuff. Yeah, making Columbus, Ohio a better place every day. At least he's not from Columbus, Ohio, And so, did you hear that Dark Doctor Strange will cross over with Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness? Daniel, Dark Doctor Strange is dead. So no, he will not.
But I did hear Section 31 will cross over with Doctor Strange.
Yes, I heard that too. And Kathleen Kennedy is about to be fired.
Yep.
In 3,
Bird's
2, 1.
Bird's hoping because he wants to hire her as his go-to person to get his streams going again.
Michael Dorn is Galactus. Today is a good day to eat a planet. That would be funny. But Michael Dorn could actually do it. Or, Tony Todd. There's a voice that would be good for Galactus. I don't know what he's doing these days or how he sounds.
Well, he's getting up there.
Yeah, but I don't know how. That's why I say I don't know how he sounds these days.
Let's see, what is he up to? Check and he's in pre-production for play a sheriff in 13 Steps. Lots of
Keith David. Who's Keith David? I'm trying to think of who that is.
Name is really familiar. It's the one that
Oh, yeah. Keith David. I could see Keith David as Galactus. He's got the voice. He's 65, so you know I think he's young enough to where he still has a couple of good movies in him. And he's very busy right now. But you know, I think that could work.
Tony Todd, he's getting up there close to 70.
Betty White, I don't think would make a good Galactus, Thomas. I'm just saying. But yeah, I think Keith David would probably be a really strong choice. I like him a lot. And Daniel, stop with the rumors about Dark Doctor Strange. It doesn't matter. Just stop. Okay. And no, Thomas, Betty White will not be Galactus.
Dark Doctor Strange will probably show up as soon as there's a Section 31 show.
Yeah.
Both are very unlikely.
With Manifesto.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we should probably wrap things up before we start talking about horse pills again.
Weren't going to until you brought it up.
So, and I don't care about Cloud Atlas. Everybody keeps talking about Cloud Atlas. I've never seen it. So, what do you got going on this week?
Oh, well, let's see. I think it's going to be a rather slow week. I just may do a couple live streams. It's getting really close here to when we start opening up the fields.
Excellent. Well, hopefully, I know that I've been just dealing with the doctors and all that crap, so I'm hoping to make some progress on that this week, and I will be so glad when I don't have to go to the doctor several times every week. That's what I'm done with, you know.
I still have some birthday videos to make. I even got offered money to make them now.
Well, there you go. You should just make a birthday video for every possible name.
Well, I'm working through names that are really common, so then that's more likely to be hit.
Right. You know, and you should like just sound really mechanical with the name. So you should be like, "Happy birthday, dear Joseph Franklin." Yeah. You just switch out the name. I think that would be good. Anyway, so very cool. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be doing a stream or not. If I have time, I absolutely will. But it's going to depend on how things go. Craziness. Friday, got more appointments. But then Friday night, we're doing the movies with Matthew. Matthew is not, believe it or not, Matthew has not seen Spider-Man Far From Home.
I'm starting to be a little worried about the guy.
Yeah. So we're going to watch Spider-Man Far From Home on Friday with Matthew. And I'm taking bets on whether or not he's going to figure out the whole thing before the big reveal. What do you think?
Oh, he'll probably cheat and look it up first.
Well, assuming he doesn't cheat, what do you think the odds are?
The odds are he won't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, yeah, no chance. He'll be like completely shocked. What? You know, yeah, completely caught off guard. All right, guys. So, I guess we're talking crap about crap, but and yeah, and he hasn't watched the Star Trek original series movies in over a decade because they suck or something. So yeah.
You would think he would because of how he loves Spock.
Yeah, I know, that's a funny thing. I'm going to have to give him a hard time about that. So. It's Matthew. All right, guys. So if I don't see you tomorrow, I will definitely see you Friday. And I'm sure Deej will be poking his bunny head around from time to time. In the meantime, live long and prosper. Jolan True. And remember, no matter what Matthew says, dolphins are people too. And they taste great on sourdough. True facts. Absolutely delicious.